Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got NFL teams that will shock you the most. For me, I really think it's the Tennessee Titans, bro. They are not getting enough credit and not getting talked about enough about what they have done in the offseason. Obviously, they probably already found their franchise guy in Will Levis. He showed promise last year in his rookie year. Especially in that game, his first career game starting when he went against, I believe it was the Falcons, and then that game against Miami in prime time. They have done a great job in this offseason of putting more talent to help him out even more by signing Tony Pollard to be a nice 1-2 punch with Tajay Spears. They already had DeAndre Hopkins, who's coming off a 1,000-yard receiving season. Signing Calvin Ridley, I know a lot of people might say that he was overpaid, but I still feel like Calvin Ridley's got a lot left in the tank. And I'm saying he didn't play football for like the last 2 years until before coming back last year, still putting over 1,000 yards. But I can expect him to take a jump up this year, probably like around like 1,200 yards receiving, and then adding probably the most underrated, most consistent receiver in the NFL, and Tyler Boyd, like that rounds out a good trio of veteran receivers. They did trade for L'Jarius Sneed and then sign him to a big contract, which was huge because they really needed a true #1 cornerback. And now they just signed Jamal Adams. I don't know how good of a signing that's going to be because Jamal Adams has been washed for the last 3 to 4 years or so. He hasn't really been that good in the NFL since he got traded from the Jets to the Seahawks. But hey man, let's go ahead and check this out.
The NFL is a very cyclical league. Every year, there's some twist and shift in the soap opera we love to call the National Football League. We've seen franchises defy expectations, break records, and leave fans speechless. Whether it's an underdog story, an unexpected rise to glory, or a season that is turned upside down, these teams fill out their role and never fail to leave us entertained. In this video, I'll explore the teams that will shock us the most this uphill.
Diggs should never cut his hair again. This nigga looks so fucking weird with short hair.
The teams that will shock us the most this upcoming season. Stay tuned. Honorable mention, Chargers. This was a bridge year for the Chargers. The main purpose of this offseason was to tear down the dysfunctional parts of their roster in favor to build something closer to their identity and vision. So it's easy to say that this team isn't really in a position to make a push, but I sort of see some magic room here. Justin Herbert is fantastic, obviously, and they have a couple of potential breakout candidates that I can see under Harbaugh. Now, obviously, this won't be a Super Bowl run or anything, but I can see them sneaking their way into the playoffs, which I don't know if a lot of people are expecting. The seventh surprising team, Jets. Now, the Jets are a really good team, and I'm sure people know this, but I don't think they realize how good they could be. Remember how great the Jets defense was for the past 2 seasons? Health is a huge problem. Not for the defense, but for that offense, bro. Jets to wins. Constantly with A-Rod and Tyron Smith, Mike Williams. Jets points. I can't overstate how great this Jets defense was. And if they had a better offense, they'd 1,000% be considered the best in the league. But now, in this upcoming season, alongside that defense, they have an offense with top 5 potential. And I think people know the Jets are going to be good. They're aware of the talent. They just don't like them. They already went through this exact same experience last season, especially with them being on Hard Knocks and everything, and they've already been oversaturated from Jets content and hate them already. It's more of an overhated case than being underrated, but with the talent this team possesses, they are legitimately contenders, and people are not talking about that enough. I feel like this season, they're going to shock a lot of people. 6th, we got the Falcons. Alright, the Falcons have been the butt of a lot of jokes this offseason, especially because of the Michael Penix debacle. But am I
like, bro, y'all already know my opinion about that whole situation. I did a whole video on that.
They have 3 high potential pieces in Pitts, London, and Bijan that before were actively being held back by Arthur Smith, doing everything in his power to limit their reps for no real reason too. And when you eliminate that and include the fact that their offensive line is really good, they have an incredible abundance of offensive talent. Now, the defense isn't anything to sneeze at. Not picking an edge rusher really hurt that, but it has enough pieces along with a great defensive mind in Raheem Morris to shape things out for them. Again, it's easy, like really easy to clown them for their questionable Penix selection, but not only is this team incredibly talented, but they have a really easy schedule too. I think their record on paper is going to look a lot better than what people think. 4, Cleveland Browns. I had Deshaun Watson in my surprise quarterback list.
Did he skip 5?
4, Cleveland Browns. I had Deshaun Watson in my surprise quarterbacks list, so it should be obvious that he's at least part of the reason the Browns are this high. We know how good he could be. At his peak, he was a top 3 signal caller in the league, and with the most important player on the field having that high of a ceiling, it has to land you a spot on this list. It's not only him though. The Browns overall are a really strong team. With no Watson, no Chubb for majority of the year, Stefanski,
and we don't even know if Chubb's going to be his same self coming off of that nasty knee injury. The second nastiest knee injury of his career too, because remember he had that nasty knee injury, I believe, in college at Georgia. We don't know if he's going to be the same explosive running back that he's been.
Will them to a really good record off of great,
but hopefully he can still be good, bro.
You know, Joe Flacco resurgence.
I would hate to see his career go downhill because of injuries.
With that explosive potential will do, but they're kind of overshadowed by the Bengals and Ravens, who are kind of the two flashy guys in the group. And it's tough not to be when your division is that stacked, but it's also disingenuous to ignore the Browns when they're just as talented, if not better than at least one of those teams. The Browns have a good shot to be first in the division, if not second, but the focus remains on the other 3 teams. They're pretty sneaky. Next, Carolina Panthers. I know you're starting to see some similarities with the quarterbacks list, and with the Panthers at least. I can say what I said in this video.
I mean, I do think the Panthers are going to be shocking, like, bro, not like playoff team shocking. At most, I think they'll win like 5 to 6 games, because remember, they are in probably the worst division in the NFL, the NFC South. But the Falcons are probably the favorite to win that division, but that division is still wide open. Anybody can really win that division this year. But I could see the Panthers probably win like 5 to 6 games.
Sum it up when I say this. The Panthers went 10 toes in when they decided to build around Bryce Young. They overpaid, if you will. Made sure you had proper protection, made sure you had proper receiving help, and swapped up the coach. Young was in a horrific situation on that Panthers squad last year. Like teetering around Urban Meyer levels bad. But when things were in a hot pile of shit, he didn't look too bad. With the division being relatively weak and the schedules being so easy, the Panthers have an opportunity to be at least around 500. And with some people predicting them to get the first overall selection, I'd 100% say that's a sizable enough jump to surprise some people. 2, Titans.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go, bro. I 100% agree. I think they are probably the most underrated roster in the league right now.
In Tennessee,
hands down.
On from Derrick Henry, they're firmly out of the Ryan Tannehill era, and they have a second-year quarterback ready to pop out and try and prove himself. Will Levis is probably the biggest boomer bust quarterback for this year, and as the theme has
his
been
arm strength is unmatched.
The quarterback goes, the rest of the team does.
Like, that shit is crazy.
People are aware of this. I'm sure they're well aware of the potential Levis has. And by
niggas got a rocket in 2 different spots.
I'm not sure they realize how much potential this team has.
Bro, if you got that fucking joke, bro.
But every position has crazy upside. A lot of people aren't talking about it, but D-Hop, Ridley, and Treylon Burks could easily be a top 5 receiving core in the NFL. As bad as their O-line was,
did you just say Treylon Burks in that conversation?
To add talent to it. And they added arguably a top 5 cornerback in L'Jarius Sneed to bolster the weakest part of their team. If all of the parts hit on the squad, I assure you, we will see some high-level play from the Titans. Now, it will be tough to get all these needed parts running, but they have a fantastic coach in Mike Vrabel,
who's number 1?
Ability to be a fantastic floor raiser. The only concern now would be Levis, who I also think has shown enough promise to give the Titans an immense amount of optimism heading into the next season. 2, Bills. Bills have been great for a while. Josh Allen has been a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Like the Bills, they don't have a horrible roster. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a horrible roster. They just have lost so much talent from last year, like Diggs being the main guy, Gabe Davis as well. You lost both Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer and Tre'Davious White. The big 3 in that secondary are all gone. Matt Milano coming off of an injury. And Von Miller, who can't really seem to stay healthy now. We don't know how good that defense is. Totally different now, and probably might be at the bottom half of the league this year. As for that offense, they have brought in some good talent, some good weapons for Josh Allen by drafting Keon Coleman. They signed Curtis Samuel. They signed MVS, who was probably a big part for the Chiefs last year in that playoff run. He helped beat us with that big bomb catch at the end of the game to really seal it. Let me see what else. They have Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, probably the second best tight end duo in the league, I would say. But they're not a horrible roster, bro. But that defense is looking atrocious right now. But with Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying, as long as he stays healthy, I feel like the Bills may be a playoff team. But who knows, bro? Because that division is still going to be a dogfight with the Jets and the Dolphins also in that. The Patriots, we all know how bad they're going to be. But they might take a step up. Who knows? But hey. I think the Bills may still be a playoff team this year.
They've consistently made
possibly
deep playoff runs. Unfortunately, despite this, they haven't been able to crack past the AFC Championship game since they've run into a brick wall called the Kansas City Chiefs every single time. This year, though, I think that window is closed. The Bills are sort of at a crossroads here. Obviously,
it's about time for them to start rebuilding.
Success, but not only did they tear their secondary to shreds, but they lost a major offensive piece in Diggs. I know a lot of people think that they're going to take a step back. I think that step is a lot bigger than what you'll see. I know it's hard to envision, but I see a universe where.
But what I think they should do, bro, you know, since they are probably in a rebuilding year now, trade Von Miller, bro. That I feel like that is a huge thing they should do is trade Von Miller, because his contract is massive right now. He's the big reason why they had to let so many of their star players go, because his contract is really eating up most of their cap. Now what he's worth, I don't know, maybe like a third, fourth round pick or something like that, multiple third, fourth round picks. I don't think he's worth a first or second anymore. Like maybe a few seasons ago, yeah, but not anymore. But I feel like they should definitely do that.
Would be insane, I know. But tough division,
since they already pretty much cleaned that house on that defensive side.
I think they're having a down-ish year and retooling to take a shot next year. Now, still, there is potential that they do decently well. Obviously, I mentioned how good Josh Allen is, and maybe Keon Coleman can have a really good rookie year. Outside of
his
that,
beat go crazy though.
This team is so low that I really don't see them getting to the playoffs. Shoot, I don't know if they stretch above 500 this year. The AFC is so loaded. It's really tough for a team like the Bills to have consistent success.
Bro, this beat snap. Hold up now. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me chill. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoy. If you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notified whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 300 souls. Time to get there for more banger NFL content like this. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang!